Betrayed by the two people she loved, she decides to move away for a new beginning. She always did things by the book and never went wild in her life. After one stupid drunk night, she met a stranger. She felt ashamed after a one-night stand. She was glad never to see him again. Until I can't believe the day has finally come. Here I am, ready to get married to my beloved fiancé. We've been together since high school. I know, cliché, right? We've been friends first. Davis, Katie, and I were inseparable. We still are. Back then, he was already friends with Katie. I got mixed with them right after I met them. You're so beautiful, Tori. I can't believe you're getting married today. So tell me, how does it feel to become Mrs. Davis Thompson? Judy, my other bridesmaid, asks me as she interrupts my thoughts. I'm so happy she's here to help me prepare myself. I don't understand why Katie isn't here yet. She was the one who was supposed to do so. It's the first time she's been late since I met her. I'm so happy. I can't believe it, I answer as I look at the clock above me. Oh boy, in less than an hour, I will become Mrs. Davis Thompson. I can't believe it. I'm so nervous right now. The door opens. Finally, she's here. Katie, you're late and you're not ready, but what's going on? My eyes widen as I look at my best friend. Yeah, I get right into that. I have to do something first. I'll be right back. What, she'll be right back? I frown. What was that look she was giving me? I look at Judy, and she has the same expression on her face as I do. The door opens again. I think it's Katie, but I'm wrong. It's only my mother. Here you go, honey. The glass of water you've asked me for. I put a straw so you won't mess up your makeup. Thank you. Mother. I needed that. I drink all the water, sipping on the straw. I just saw Katie go to see Davis. Wasn't she supposed to be here helping you get ready? My mother informs me. That's weird. I'll go and see what's going on. In less than an hour, I'm getting married. Wait. If the groom sees the bride before the wedding, it's bad luck. My mother reminds me. That's true. I didn't think of that. It's Davis and me. I'm sure we will be fine, I say as I step out of the room. On my way over there, I don't see anyone. They must be all seated while waiting for our wedding to begin. I can't believe I'm getting married today. Okay, focus on what matters for now, and that's to find them and see what's going on. Before I knock, I notice that the door isn't closed correctly. Before me, I see Davis and Katie talking. I'm about to ask them what's going on and why they can't wait until after the wedding. The unthinkable happens before my eyes. They kiss straight on the lips as if it's normal for them. They didn't even notice me looking at them. Davis, how could you? Tears fell down my cheeks. Katie, you're my best friend. How could you? I raise my voice so loud it can wake the dead. Pathetic, right? Davis starts to advance toward me. I don't allow him to touch me as I step away from him. Katie doesn't say a single word while I look at her. I'm pregnant, and Davis is the father. And before you ask, how long since we started this? It's been 2 years already, okay? Now you know everything, and he can finally leave you so we can be together. She realizes what she said to me as I see the expression on her face change. And that's regret. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I flee the room while having a panic attack. I hear Davis calling my name while Katie tries to catch up with me. There you are. I see my father walk toward me. Tori. Tori? He says my name with worry when he sees my condition. He doesn't waste time as he takes my face between his big hands. Breath, darling, breathe. Look at me. Look only at me. And breathe. That's it, nice and easy, breathe. When my panic attack is over, I don't wait, I jump into my father's arms. I can't help myself from crying. Easy, darling, what's going on? Why are you so sad? It's your wedding day. When he says the last part, I can't stop the tears. Davis, do you know what's wrong with my daughter? The wedding is off. That's what's going on. I finally managed to say it before Davis can display a single word. Tori. Davis tries. Don't speak to me. You broke my heart. You both did, I say to Davis without looking at him. Daddy, can you please announce to the guests that it won't be a wedding today? I can't deal with this right now. I'll explain later to you and Mom. What did you do to my daughter? I managed to stop my father before he goes to Davis and demands some answers. Then, he understands when he sees Katie go to Davis instead of me and the way she looks at him with love and concern in her eyes. Guys, what are you doing here? The wedding is about to start. My mother comes to us as Judy follows close by. Rose, there will be no wedding today. I'll explain everything to you when we're back home. As he says this, he isn't looking at my mother, but at the two people he's disappointed with, and then I see his expression change. I arch my brows. He smiles. My father smiles in a moment like this. Change of plans, we are going to go now. Let Davis and Katie explain the situation to the guests. My father pins his eyes on Davis. You owe at least that to my daughter. I grab my father's arms as if my life depends on it. Is it okay for me to go back home with you guys? Of course, you can. You don't need to ask. My father kisses my forehead. I inhale deeply, hearing my father's words. I don't have the strength yet to go to the apartment I share with Davis. Judy, can you please grab the things I left here and bring them back to my parents' house? I ask her. Please say yes. Say yes, please. Please. She nods her head. Of course. Don't worry about it. I sigh with relief to hear her say that. Tori? Katie tries to talk to me. A couple of things are happening in my head. The most accurate is that I want to punch her square in the face. I'm not a violent person. I think that says a lot. Besides, I would never hit a pregnant lady. Her a lady, yeah, right. Was she a lady when she slept with Davis all this time behind my back? 2 years. 2 years, and I didn't see it coming. Like I said earlier, I'm pathetic. Don't say my name like we're friends. I snap at her. We aren't friends anymore. A real friend would have never done what you did. You slept with Davis for 2 years and then got pregnant. I say to her as I look at her belly, where their baby is growing. I can't hate the baby. He did nothing to me. He's innocent in this story. Just like me. I hope you have a healthy baby. I don't say more and leave with my parents. Here I am, in my old room. I lie on the ground still in my wedding dress, crying over and over until there isn't a single drop of tear that remains in me. How could he? How could she? Why did I not see this coming? I hear a knock on the door. Honey, are you okay? My mother asks me through the door. Okay. I don't even know what that word means anymore. I was okay until this morning when I thought I would marry him. Great, I can't even say his name now. Honey? Tori? My mother persists. Leave her be, Rose. She'll come out when she's ready. I hear my father come to my rescue. I'm worried about her. John. I just want her to be okay. I still hear them talk as they walk away from the door. I look at my bed, and the memories of that night come back to me as if it was yesterday. After the prom, I sneaked him into my room. I felt so rebellious that night. I never did such things before. Anyway, we spent that night together. It was that night that I lost my virginity. I look around once more with the memory still in my head. Why did I decide to come back here again? To dwell more on the past? To cry more? What? Why? I slap myself mentally for my decision to come back here. Honey, I made you a bath. It will make you feel better. I forgot how my mother is persistent when she wants to. Okay, Mom, I'll go and do that. I love my mother, I do, but right now. She's annoying. I get myself up and look at myself in the mirror. I try to unzip my dress, but I can't reach the zipper. I want to take it off. I so badly want to take it off of me. Mom. Mommy, help. I hear her barge into my room. Take it off, Mom, take it off, I say to her, panicking. My mother hurriedly helps me to get it out of me as she unzips my dress. When I feel the dress fall to the ground, I don't waste a second to fall into my mother's arms as I cry again. I don't care if I'm only in my underwear as she hugs me. All I need right now is my mother's comforting arms. That's the reason I came here, because deep down, I knew I needed her, needed them both. What's going on? I heard Tori screaming. My father barges into my room without knocking. Dad. John. We both yell at him at the same time. Sorry, I didn't know. He steps out of the room as fast as he comes in as my father sees me in my underwear. So embarrassing. I definitely didn't need that. Mother was right. A hot bath is all I needed, for now, at least. I wonder if one day I will be okay again. I know one day I will be, but right now, I don't see it. My mother was right. A hot bath is all I needed, for now, at least. I wonder if one day I will be fine again. I know one day I will be, but right now, I don't see it. My thoughts are interrupted as I hear a commotion downstairs. I hurry to put some clothes on to see what's happening. Was that my father yelling? As I run downstairs, I can hear what's going on more clearly. I said, get out of my property. My daughter doesn't want to see you. I hear my father snarl. Mr. Summer, with all due respect. What is he doing here? Respect. Respect. Boy. You don't even know what that word means, not after what you did to my daughter. I see my father gets angrier by the minutes he's talking to Davis. I don't like to see my father like this. I walk closer to him. I put my hand on one of his shoulders. When he senses me, he turns to look at me. Darling, let me handle this. He closes the door in Davis's face so he doesn't see me. Dad, it's okay. You no longer have to fight my battles for me. I'm an adult now. I have to do this. You're my daughter, and it's my job to protect you. I don't like this, so if you need me, I'll be in the kitchen. That's all he says before he places a kiss on my forehead and leaves me be like I ask him to. I look at the door, knowing what's waiting for me on the other side. I'm not ready to face him. I take deep breaths to calm my nerves because my heart is beating so loud that I'm sure he can hear it. It's time to get this over with. I think as I open the door. What the fudge do you want? I'm not particularly eager to use bad words. He looks at me, and I see he didn't expect me to be on the other side of the door. Maybe he expected my father. Not me. Davis clears his throat. I brought you the things you asked for. He shows me my bag. The one I left at the chapel. I asked Judy to bring it to me. Not you. I say to him as I rip the bag from his hand. I need to talk to you. Davis dares say to me. Need. I don't care what you need. I raise my voice, being careful at the same time so my father won't hear me. Tori, please. He insists. He dares say please to me. I'm about to tell him what I think of his pleas when I look up and see Mr. Anderson comes out of his house as he looks at us. I don't want to make a scene in front of my parents' neighbors. Fine, let's talk, I say as I step outside and pick a chair as far away from him as possible. As I sit, I see Mr. Anderson waves his hand, and I wave back before he goes back inside. Davis takes my silence as an invitation to talk. Let me begin by saying how sorry I am. He moves his hand to grab mine, but I pull them away so he can't touch me. He sighs at my reaction. I don't know where to begin. I don't want to hurt you more. It's pointless. I know because whatever I say to you, the situation won't change, but I need to do this. The first time it happened. It was a mistake, and we decided it would be the only time it would happen. One thing led to others, and it lasted 2 years. A week before our wedding, I ended it with Katie because I wanted to spend my life with you. I love you. I love you both. I was ready to marry you because you are the one I chose, but she came to me today to tell me she was pregnant, and I couldn't let her do it alone. We didn't want you to find out like this. We both love you. That's it, that's your big speech? Let me tell you one thing, fuck you, fuck both of you. I get up from my seat and leave him without saying another word. He was speechless when I left him. It's the first time I've used that word. Maybe now he knows how pissed off I am with both of them. I can't help myself as I look out the window and watch Davis get in his car and finally leave. Then it hit me, Katie's pregnant. They're going to have a baby. One day I will walk through this town and stumble into the 3 of them together. No. No. I can't be here as I see all 3 of them walking down the streets. It will crush me even more. My parents will understand. It's decided, I have to go. I have to leave this town and start fresh. It's been a month since I moved to this town called St. Roch. I asked my father for help. He has a connection in this town for a job that I wanted. I will begin working there in less than a week. Davis and Katie tried to contact me when they learned I was moving away. Of course, I refused. Too much pain was left behind for me to stay. Here I can finally breathe. Tonight, I will do something out of the ordinary for me by going out on my own to celebrate the start of a new life. I know, I've never done this before, but now I'm starting a new life. I can easily change my habits, right? It still hurts when I think of what I went through a month ago. I have come to terms with the fact that it is in the past, and I can't change anything about it. And even if I could, I wouldn't. They both betrayed me. That's why I need this tonight, to celebrate. I'm mumbling, I know. After 100 different outfits and a call from my mom to make sure I was all right, I ended up at a bar called Puzzle 13. I'm sitting on one of the bar stools, looking at the commotion in front of me. I regret this decision, this place isn't my cup of tea. What will you have? Darling? I turn to the other side of the bar, and I see the bartender. Scotch and soda, I say, the first drink that pops into my head. You got it. He wrote my order on his pad. I turn around and look at the crowd again, then I see them, the most beautiful gray eyes I have ever seen. I notice that he has a beard. Usually, I'm not too fond of beards, but for him, I'll make an exception. It makes the gray of his eyes stand out more. I always hated when Davis grew a beard. Wait a minute, why am I thinking of him? No, not tonight. Fudge. I turn around so quickly, a moment there. I think I'm going to fall off my seat. He caught me staring. No, not staring, ogling. Ugh, what a nightmare. I say to myself as I hide my face in my hands. Here you go, darling. The bartender says as he gives me my drink. Without thinking, I take it and drink it all at once because of my embarrassment. Bad move. My throat is burning now. Can I have another? Please? What? Why did I ask for another one? What a great way to start a new beginning. This time I'll make sure to drink it slower. Hello there, pretty lady. Someone sits beside me. I was wondering if it hurt when you fell? I frown. Fell? What fell? I say nothing, but my curiosity makes me look at him. You know, being an angel and all that. Because a woman as pretty as you must have been an angel. Why do I feel so embarrassed tonight? Can't I have a break? I turn to the bartender so he can help out, but he isn't there. Great, how am I supposed to get out of this one now? Look, you seem. I try to speak, but he interrupts me. What, handsome? I know I'm handsome. You and I are both good-looking. We could do something about it. He grins. Is he for real right now? Think of something, think of something. Without thinking, I down my drink all at once for the second time. That's going to hurt in the morning. Stuart, don't you have anything better to do than bother this lady with your lame pickup lines? I hear a voice from beside me. When I turn my head to see who my knight in shining armor is, my heart literally stops beating. It's him. The one I was ogling earlier. Did I say ogling? I mean staring, the one with the beautiful gray eyes. Is it me, or is it hot in here? Maybe it's the drink or the fact that he stands beside me. Great, I'm babbling again. The other man scoffs. Levi, weren't you talking to some blonde earlier? Why are you here bothering us? Let me rephrase that for you, Stuart. You're the one bothering her, isn't that right, babe? Is he talking to me? Oh God, I think he is. Say something, anything. Tori. I managed to say. Great, I don't think that's what he asked you, Tori. Like I was trying to say, I'm not interested. Good girl, nice save. I see the disappointment in Stuart's eyes as he continues to look at me. He's about to say something when his eyes land on a brown-haired girl sitting in the bar's corner not far from me. Your loss, Tori. He says before going over to the girl and saying one of the cheesiest lines of all time. No one puts baby in a corner. It must have worked because she was all over him after that. Guess people are desperate sometimes. I look at the man beside me, and I can't believe how nervous he makes me feel. I never felt this way when I first saw Davis, which surprised me. Before, Davis and I were friends, and if I remember correctly, Davis was persistent at first because I didn't see him that way. Over the years, I learned to love him, and here I am beside a stranger who's making me feel all kinds of feelings I've never felt before. Thank you for coming to my rescue. I finally managed to say to him. I hope he didn't hear the nerves in my voice. No problem, babe, but don't confuse me with a knight in shining armor. I'm not that kind of guy. I arch my brows. Oh, what kind of guy are you? He leans towards me until his lips brush against my ear. You sure you want to find out, babe? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I reach for my glass to drink it, forgetting I already did. I hear him chuckle. Jerry, can you give this girl another drink of whatever she's having and put it on my tab? You don't have to do that. I can pay. I reach for my purse. But he stops me, placing his hand over mine. I immediately feel a shock when our hands touch. I insist, babe. What's the deal with him calling me babe all the time? I have a name. You know. It's Tori. I know. I heard it when you said it the first time. He chuckles once more. I'm glad I amuse you, I reply sarcastically. He brushes a lock of hair behind my ear. Trust me, babe, it's not amusement I'm feeling right now. My heart hammers in my chest so loudly. I'm sure the entire bar can hear it. For the third time, I drink my glass in one shot. I jump awake, looking around in panic. I relax when I see I'm in my bedroom. Was this a dream? I look under the covers, and I am completely naked. I never sleep naked. Fudge, fudge. Fuck. What did I do last night? And then it hit me. Oh, for crying out loud. I say out loud as I fall back on the bed. I close my eyes as the memories come back to me one by one. After my fourth drink, I'm a little drunk, which gives me the courage to kiss him. I'm the one to initiate it. Me, freaking me. One thing led to another, and we ended up here. As we step into my apartment one by one, our clothes end up on the floor as I guide Levi to my room while we kiss. Ever since my supposed wedding day, I felt undesirable or even unwanted. Now it feels so good to be wanted this way, to feel desired by someone like him, and all this because of this stranger. I kiss him hungrily as the realization hits me. Let me tell you. He doesn't complain. He even takes the lead after that. He is, after all, an alpha male, and I'm happy to oblige. You're a beautiful woman, babe. He says as I stand in front of him. Only my underwear covering me as we end up in my room. You're quite handsome yourself, pretty boy. Why did I call him that? It must be the alcohol talking. He smirks as he hears the nickname before Levi lets out a little chuckle. That's the first time someone calls me that. Don't you know, there's a first for everything, I reply. Let's do something about our first, then. He whispers over my lips. Like I said before, I'm happy to oblige. He doesn't waste any time after that as Levi pushes me onto the beds and crawls on top of me. I don't get too much time to observe his body. But it isn't a disappointment as I have time to have a little glimpse. All I can feel is his muscular body covering mine. Scratch that, it's not the only thing I can feel. He still has his boxers on. I have 4 little words to say about that. Oh, my freaking God. Take off your bra. He orders. I look into his eyes while I follow his demands, and I'm captivated by them. When my bra slides from my breast, he stares at me like a wolf ready to devour his prey. I never felt so desired as I do right now. My breathing becomes heavy when he lowers his head towards my breast and takes a nipple into his mouth. The only sound in the room is my moans of pleasure. Even in my drunken state, I'm shy. I let my body's reactions speak for themselves. I don't think he likes my silence because of the way he bites and pitches at my nipples. I whine as he lets go of my breasts, already craving his touch. I don't have to wait long as he caresses my body with his lips. He travels between my breasts and all the way down. Look at me. He orders. When our faces glance at one another, he grabs my panties with his teeth and slowly removes them from my body. Ah. I scream as he surprises me by thrusting one finger inside of me. Already wet for me, babe. I like it. He doesn't wait as he adds a second finger. Is this too much for you? He asks with a smile on his face. Don't stop. I plead as I bite my lower lip to prevent myself from screaming again. Levi continues his thrusts with his fingers inside me. I can't stop my moans, trashing my head from side to side against the pillow. He withdraws his finger and brings them to his mouth. Divine. He says as he looks at me, making my cheeks heat. I'm sure they're red by now. He gets up from the bed to remove his boxers and grabs a condom from the back pocket of his pants. Levi lies on top of me and places each of his hands on my knees as he spreads my legs and positions himself between my thighs. Ah. I let go again and moan as he enters me. He's big. Bigger than I used to. My moans and his grunting follow each other in rhythm. Each time he enters me, he speeds up, and I welcome it with open arms. Levi. I moan his name. I'm going to come if you keep it up like this. Fudge. It's all I'm asking, babe. Now be a good girl and let go for me. Don't worry. I'll catch you. From his words, I can't resist any longer. And I let go completely as I feel myself coming all over him. My body shakes like a leaf, but I don't have time to recover as he speeds up his thrust. I don't know how it was even possible. But I come a second time before his grunts become louder and louder by the second, and with one last thrust, I know he's coming. Before getting out of bed, he kisses me tenderly on the mouth. He heads in the bathroom's direction after I explain the way. I think he left to dispose of the condom. A few moments later, he resumes his place next to me. As the night passes, we end up doing it 2 more times until exhaustion catches up with us. Now, here I am, alone in my bed, reliving what happened the night before. I look around. Levi didn't even leave me a note. Why would I expect such a thing from him? It's obvious all it was a one-night stand. I feel ashamed to have let him use my body like this. Was this my curse to have a man? And he's gone the next day? I'm such a fool. I hurry to get up and take a shower. Afterward, I don't waste a minute stripping the sheets and blanket of my bed to wash away his smell that had imprinted itself during the night. As I step into the living room, I see all my clothes from the night before scattered on the floor. I pick them one by one as memories of the night before invade my mind once more. Maybe I should burn them. I shake my head. I'm being melodramatic. As I clean my apartment, he's all I can think about, especially his eyes, his beautiful gray eyes. Nope, don't go there. Easier said than done. I'm glad for one thing. No, I'm happy about 2 things. 1, I will start my new job this week, and 2, I will never have to lay eyes on that man ever again. What the fuck did I do last night? It's not what I usually do. The one-night stand thing that I do almost every night. Trust me. My sister disapproves of my choice of living. No. What I mean is when I fucked Tori more than once, and what was the deal with me falling asleep after that? Shit, I even remember her name. As I was saying, when I woke up and found her in my arms, it didn't go well with me. I'm not a fucking snuggly person, I'm a player, and I intend to stay that way for a long damn time. I was talking to some blonde, whose name I don't remember. Jeanette, Jules. Who gives a shit? When I saw her for the first time, it amused me to see her staring at me like that, and when she turned away to face Jerry, I was sure she would fall on her ass. Just thinking about it makes me want to laugh again. I frowned when I saw Stuart talking to her. I knew she was uncomfortable. I just went to help her out. I mean, I had a good thing going with Jane. Judy, whatever the fuck it was. I should have skedaddled when he left her alone, but she had to ask me what kind of guy I was, which made me change my target for the night. I warned her I wasn't a knight in shining armor. My thoughts are interrupted when I hear a knock on my door. I wonder who that could be. I hope it's not my sister, I love her, but I don't need another lecture. Charlie. I only say when I let him step into my apartment. He's my little sister's boyfriend. I know he's a good guy, not like me, which I'm glad for. I may be a bastard, but my sister is the only one who is important in my life. You got a minute? Man? I want to talk to you. He seems nervous. Shoot, I reply. Well, you see, you're the only one I can ask this because you know both of your parents being dead and all. His eyes widen at the realization of what he said. Oops, sorry, man, that sounded way better in my head. I don't have all day. I snap at him. I don't need a reminder of my parents being dead. My father died in a car accident when I was 10. My mother, well, that's a delicate subject that I don't want to dwell on. All I'll say is it was harder for my sister. I want to marry Lily. I want your blessing before I ask your sister to marry me. I can hear in his voice how nervous he is. You want to marry my little sister? Yeah, it's the right thing to do. You're the most important person in her life. Well, besides me, he says with a smirk. When he sees the scowl on my face, his smirk vanishes immediately. Now it's my turn to smile. If you break her heart, I will bury you. So, is that a yes? He asks uncertainty. Yes, you fool. I hope when you ask her, you won't be as much of a pussy as you're being right now. I roll my eyes at him. He doesn't say anything, shocked at how I spoke to him. I don't know why. I'm always like this with the others, except for my sister. Now, piss off. I have better things to do. He doesn't hesitate as he steps out of my apartment as if someone lit a fire up his ass. I like the guy. He's decent for my sister. Speaking of the devil, she's calling my cell. Hello, evil spawn, I answer. If I'm an evil spawn, then you must be the devil with how you live your life. She replies. I scoff. You know you love me. Lucky for you, I'm the only one. I chuckle at her response. I have a name, you know. It's Tori. I know. I heard it when you said it the first time. I chuckle once more. I'm glad I amuse you. She replies. I brush a lock of hair behind her ear. Trust me, babe, it's not amusement I'm feeling right now. Levi? Levi, are you there? I hear my sister's voice interrupting my memory of yesterday as it comes back to me again. Yeah, don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm here. I snap at her. Levi, are you okay? I could hear the uncertainty in her voice. Is Darla bothering you again? Why would she mention my ex-wife? I sure don't need to hear about that bitch. Look, Lily. Now's not a good time. I have to go. Talk to you later. I can still hear her talking when I hang up on her. I sit on my sofa, rubbing my face with my hands as the memory of that day comes back to bother me again. I can't believe Darla didn't make it. I mean, she's your wife, Lily says as we look at our mother's grave. Our mother died of breast cancer and today is her funeral. The others left us alone to be by her grave after the service. I'm sure she tried. I mean, she had to work. She couldn't get out of it. Can we please not argue about this? Especially here. I'm sorry. Lily apologizes as she kisses my cheek. We better go join the others for the memorial. I didn't stay there too long. It was too painful for me, so I said goodbye to my sister and went home. I wanted to be alone, so no one could see how hurt I was. Thankfully, my sister understood as she stayed behind with the guest. She wasn't alone. She just started dating Charlie a week ago. He helped her a lot through this process. As I park beside my house, I see Darla's car. That's odd. I thought she had to work today. Is she sick? Is that why she couldn't make it? Stepping into the living room, everything that I knew was a lie. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Right in front of me is my wife screwing her boss on our sofa. I fold my arms in front of me. At least you chose the sofa over our bed. They both jump when they hear my voice. Levi, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. Darla, my wife, says nervously. Shut your damn mouth. I glare at her. You don't have to be an asshole toward her. The douchebag dear to speak after what I've just witnessed. I don't waste my time as I storm over to him and punch him in his face. I grab him by his throat to toss him out of my house, not caring that he's still naked. Sorry, I'm so sorry She tries to apologize to me. You had to do this today of all days. It was my mother's funeral. For God's sake, you disgust me. That bastard starts banging on the door. Oh. Look, your lover is asking for you. She doesn't have time to say a word as I grab her, drag her over to the door, and shove her in his arms. She had time to put a shirt on before I threw her out. Hope you'll be thrilled together, I lash out as I slam the door in their faces. I run upstairs to throw my clothes in a bag and drive to my sister's apartment. Luckily, I have a key where I know I'm always welcome. The rest is history. After that, I wasn't the same person I was before. Except maybe for last night when I felt being my old self after I took Tori in my arms for the first time. And that scares the hell out of me. I won't ever want to be him ever again. Hello, my name is Tori Summer. I have an appointment with Mr. Bruce Reams. I'm the new substitute teacher, I announced to the secretary in front of me. Take a seat. He's in a meeting right now. She replies kindly as she points to the vacant chair not far from where I'm standing. Thank you, I reply as I take a seat. While I wait, I take the time to check the messages on my cell. Don't forget to call me after. I want to know how it goes. I will call you tonight, Mother. Please stop worrying about me so much. I see the 3 dots as I wait for my mother's reply. I turn off my cell phone before I can see her reply. I don't need the distraction right now. Ever since I got to this town, I've waited for this meeting impatiently. This is unfair. Mr. Reams, I hear a student says as she steps out of his office. Maybe next time you'll think twice before texting in class, Miss Evans. But. Humph. She turns around and walks away without saying another word. Talk about a coincidence. I think to myself as I laugh in my head. That's exactly what I was doing. Miss Tori Summer, if you please. He says to me as he catches me watching the scene before me. I don't hesitate as I stand from my seat and walk right into his office. He turns and looks at me closely but at a respectful distance. He sits behind his desk. When I received the phone call from your father a month ago, I couldn't believe that he would let his only daughter so far away from him. The last time I saw you, you were what, 12, 14? Now look at you, all grown up and ready to work for me. I can't believe how time goes so fast. How's your father doing? He points to one of the chairs for me to sit on. I take my place. He and my mother are doing just fine. Thank you for asking. Sir. Please, when it's just you and me, you can call me Bruce. I am one of your father's close friends, used to be anyway. Everything changed when I moved here. He clears his throat. You're not here to talk about your father. Are you ready to start tomorrow? Of course, sir, I mean Bruce. Mr. Reams. Why do I have to be so nervous right now? I have to say. You're lucky to have a spot in our school precisely when you want it. Miss Sutherland had to leave for the rest of the year for a personal emergency just before I received your father's call. But I have to ask, why was he the one to call me? You seem to be an independent young lady. Normally, I would have been the one to make the call, but I had to deal with a personal matter that was hard for me. Rose already told me all about what happened to you. She snatched the phone from your father and explained it to me. She wanted to ensure I would give you a chance, which surprised your father. Note to myself, I will definitely call my mother when I get back home. I can't believe she did that to me. I feel so ashamed. Please don't be angry with your mother. She did what she thought was best for you, and don't worry. It's not the reason why I hired you. I took the liberty to call your previous job, and I got only good recommendations. I assure you that is the reason why you're here today. Can I ask you, then, why you want to know why it was my father who called and not me? These days, you don't know who to trust. I just wanted to know if you would be honest with me, even if you are the daughter of one of my good friends. I'm sorry if that made you uncomfortable. I only nod my head in response. I don't know what to say. Now that being said, I think it's a good time for us to go to the staff room so I can present you to your coworkers. At this time, most of them should be there. As we step out of his office, Bruce walks in front of the secretary I spoke to earlier. Tori, I would like you to meet Lily Salazar. Lily, this is our newest substitute teacher. She will take Miss Sutherland's class during her absence. We shake hands as she welcomes me. Lily seems nice. I love when I have a good feeling when I meet someone for the first time. It's easier for me to talk to them after, and I definitely feel like I can speak with her. I'm not naive. I won't trust Lily immediately, not after what happened to Katie and me. I'm glad I can still feel this way toward others after all that happened. As we walk through the hallways, I see posters with Go Ligers written on them. Ah, yes, our football team. The school takes great pride in this team. Maybe I can introduce you to their coach if he's here. He says as if he could read my mind. No running in the halls, young man. Sorry. Mr. Principal. No rest for the wicked. He mumbles as we continue to walk. I don't reply because something tells me he said that more to himself than to me. I remember little about him. I know he's one of my father's good friends. I remember he always came to our house to watch the Super Bowl with my father until he moved over here. After that, my father stopped watching it. He said it wasn't the same without him. We're here. Are you ready? He turns towards me before entering the room. As ready as I'll ever be. Just a yes would have been enough. I mentally scold myself. Everyone, may I have your attention, please? I want to introduce our new substitute teacher, taking over for Miss Sutherland until the end of the year. Miss Tori Summer. I step inside. I look at everyone before, waving my hand to them. Tomorrow morning will be her official welcome among us. I just wanted to give her a heads up about what she'll deal with. Was he trying to be funny? You know I'm messing with you all of you. You know what a wonderful group you are to work with. Well, I guess he was. Suddenly I feel a presence behind me. Miss Tori, here's the coach of the football team. As he speaks, I turn around, and it knocks the air straight down my lungs. Is this a joke? Why is the universe against me? Levi, my one-night stand, stands right in front of me. I look at him, and from the expression on his face, he must think the same as me. What the fuck are you doing here? I know I said fuck. But in this situation, I'll make an exception. Tori, I would like you to meet Mr. Levi Salazar. Levi, this is Miss Tori Summer, our new substitute teacher, to replace Miss Sutherland. I didn't hear what Bruce said after that. I'm still in shock to see him here at my new job. He's looking at me with those eyes that invaded my dreams every night, and now having them in front of me, for real, is surreal. I return to reality when I feel a spark traveling all the way down my spine as he takes my hand to shake it. Did he dismiss me like nothing happened between us just a few nights ago? The nerve of this man. If I could, I'd slap him right now. What's wrong with me? I'm not a violent person. For God's sake, just shake his hand and be done with this nonsense. Nice to meet you, Mr. Salazar. Wait a minute, Salazar like Lily Salazar? The woman I met earlier. Did I sleep with a married man? No, this can't be happening. I have to go. I have to go now. If you'll excuse me. I have to go now. It was wonderful to meet you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Keep it together. I wave at them one last time before I leave. The more I walk, the faster I go. Miss Summer, Levi shouts my name. Is he for real? Is he following me right now? Miss Summer. Tori. Babe. Don't you babe me. I snap at him as I turn to face him. He doesn't say anything. He grabs my elbow and begins dragging me into an empty classroom. I would have pulled away if he wasn't holding me so tightly. When he closes the door, I can't contain my rage any longer. Are you married? How could you do this to her? And she works in the same place as you, so I have to face her daily. I'm going to stop you right there. You don't know me, so quit being a bitch with your judgment. And for your information, she's my sister. Tell me something, darling, was I your first one-night stand? Don't tell me you were a virgin when I took you the first time. It is as if my hand has a mind of its own. And I couldn't contain myself. Before I could realize what I did, I slapped him right across his face. Don't speak to me, don't look at me, and don't come near me ever again. I yell angrily. Gladly, it's his only response as he turns and walks away from me, slamming the door forcefully and leaving me alone with my thoughts. My day wasn't supposed to go like this. It was supposed to be a new start for me without complications. That's why I left where I was before, so I wouldn't have to deal with the drama in my life. How can I show my face around here now? I feel my heart beating faster and faster as heat surrounds my body and mind. No, I can't have a panic attack. Please, not here. I sit on the floor as my legs can't support me anymore and close my eyes. I try to catch up on my breath. One at a time, I repeat over and over. The last time I had one of these was my wedding day. Why did I have to think about that day? My breathing starts to increase again as the memories of my wedding day come back to haunt me. I jump when I feel two hands on the sides of my face. Look at me, babe, look at me, that's it. He says as I do what he asks. Calm down and breathe slowly. That's it. Shoo, it's okay, Levi says, pressing a kiss on my forehead. You came back? I managed to say. I did. He simply replies. I'm sorry for my behavior and what I said to you. I don't know you, and I don't have the right to judge you. I look into his eyes. I could watch them all day long and not get bored. No, Tori, don't go there. I warn myself. You have nothing to apologize for. Babe. I should be the one to apologize after what I said to you. He brushes a lock of hair behind my ear. To my surprise, he leans towards me and gives me a gentle peck on the lips. And I let it happen. What does this mean? He stands up, showing me his hand for me to take. Come on. I'll take you home. I shake my head. No, it's fine. I can manage. Besides, don't you have to work? Don't argue with me. Believe me. You won't win. It's my lunch hour, anyway. He says as he helps me to my feet. He's sweet to want to help me like this. Is this an act just to get me into bed again? All I know is right now, after my panic attack, I don't feel strong enough to argue anymore, so I give in and follow him. Better for me to do as he says so I can get home safely. On the way home, we didn't exchange one single word. It was like a wall was between us and prevented us from speaking. Why does this bother me so much? He parks the car in front of my building. Levi turns to look at me with a serious expression. Look, babe, I don't want to give you the wrong impression. I'm not the commitment kind of guy. I can't give you what you want. What do you even know what I want? You don't even know me. I reply. I just wanted to give you a heads up. We fucked for one night and it was just that, nothing more. I roll my eyes. I see you're being a jerk again. I prefer being a jerk than a liar. And what do you call what you did for me today? I had to ask. A moment of weakness on my part. I hope what happened won't change your mind about working at the school tomorrow. Maybe it's new for you what I'm going to say, but the world doesn't revolve around you. You're not the king of the universe or something. Thanks for the ride. I've got it from here. I'm glad I decided to take an Uber to go to school today. It would have been awkward to get my car back from the schoolyard. I don't say a single word to him, not even a wave. But one thing is sure, I feel him watching me until I get into my apartment building. But when I look through the window, he's already gone. He's a jerk, an honest jerk, but a jerk no less. Now what? I know, I'll call my mother. I have one or two things to say about boundaries in my life. As the bell rings, I step into the classroom. My students are already here and have taken their places. I put my things on my desk and look straight ahead at the students. Hello. I'm Miss Tori Summer. I'll be substituting for Miss Sutherland during her absence, I explain as I hear whispers among them. Okay, let's take a roll. I continue as I pick up the list of students' names. Chase. Present. Dallas. Present. Evans. Present. I look at her, and I realize that it is the student who was leaving Bruce's office yesterday. Miss Evans was caught texting during her class. I better keep an eye on her. As I continue with my list, I have only 3 names remaining. Lockwood. For you, sweetie, I'm so present. He says, laughing. Mr. Johnny Lockwood. I glare at him. Yes, what can I do for you, sweetie? He has a smug expression written on his face. Oh, I so don't need this right now. I want to pinch the bridge of my nose. But if I do, he knows he irritated me. He'll think he won this round, and I will never hear the end of it. I'm warning you, Mr. Lockwood, keep it up, and it will be after-school detention for you. Great, it's my first day, and I'm already thinking about detentions. No, can do, sweetie. I have practice today. Maybe another day. He laughs loudly, a few students joining in. Keep laughing, and it will be detention for all of you. I'm sorry, Mr. Lockwood, but you must miss practice this time. I say as I sign the slip for detention. You can't do that. I'm the captain of the football team. I'm untouchable. Coach Salazar won't be happy about this. I don't need a reminder of him today. Great, I have a headache. Congratulations. Mr. Lockwood, now you have detention for the rest of the week. Keep it up, and it will be a month. After that, he didn't say a single word. To my satisfaction, I can see he isn't happy with the outcome. Monroe. Present. Parker. Present. I think, for now, I will let the students sing their names instead of calling them individually. I've read Miss Sutherland's notes to see where you are with your studies. I'm warning you now. There will be a quiz this Friday morning, so for today. Everyone in the class begins complaining. For today, go back to what you studied with Miss Sutherland and tomorrow. We will continue. I take a seat behind my desk as the student opens their books to do as I ask, all apart from Johnny. Mr. Lockwood, did you not hear my instructions? Yeah. So? All right, you give me no choice. Go to the principal office. Fine by me. When I come back, we'll see who has the last laugh. He strolls out of the classroom, full of confidence. Yeah, definitely a headache this one, and I thought I would have to worry only about Miss Evans and her cell phone. To my surprise, Johnny didn't come back from the principal office. And the rest of the class ran smoothly. Class dismissed, I announce as the bell rings. They don't waste time packing up and leaving. I'm sitting at my desk going through my notes for the next class when someone enters without knocking. Followed by Johnny. When I see who it is, I should have known. Great, now what? Unless it's urgent, Mr. Salazar, I have another class in a few minutes. I don't have the energy to deal with him today. Don't worry, B. He clears his throat. Miss Summer, it won't take long. Behind him, I see Johnny smirking at me as if trying to say, told you so. So, to what do I owe the pleasure of your presence? I ask as I can. I don't need his temper. I need you to postpone his detention for today. I need him on the field. To my surprise, he doesn't snap. He asks me respectfully and, if I'm not mistaken, with kindness. I'm sorry, Mr. Salazar, but if he hadn't disrespected me more than once in my class, I would do as you ask. I see the surprise in his eyes. I'm guessing he doesn't have the whole story of why his team captain received detention. He doesn't waste time as he turns to look at Johnny. What does she mean by that? You disrespected her? How? His temper begins to rise a little. As he hears the whole story, he turns his attention back to me. Miss Summer, would you mind if I take his detentions from here? Don't worry. By the time I'm done with him, he will understand the word respect. I'm actually surprised that he defended me. How can I say no? I can see Johnny is just as surprised as I am. But Mr. Sala. He tries to argue, but he gets cut off. One word, and you'll be benched at the next game. That shut him up. Of course, all I ask is that he learns from his behavior. Don't worry about that. He will. As Levi speaks, I see Johnny swallow with fear. Miss Summer. He says one last time before leaving, with Johnny following him, looking down at the ground. That man confuses me sometimes. I say to myself while students enter my class for the next period. Tori Summer, right? I hear someone talking to me. Yes. Lily Salazar? I ask back. We shake hands as we walk through the hallway. I was going to grab something to eat at the cafeteria. Would you like to join me? We can take our food to the staff room so we can talk more freely. I have a good feeling about you. Funny thing, I thought the same about you. It would be my pleasure. Before we step out of the cafeteria, someone calls Lily's name. That's my boyfriend. Come, I'll introduce you to him. He's with my brother too. Great, like I needed that. Charlie. What are you doing here? She asks as she sits beside him. It's my turn to supervise the lunch hour, well, your brother and I. He was telling me about a girl he picked up at a bar yesterday. Ouch man, what are you 12? Hitting me under the table like that. Charlie rubs his leg, glaring at Lavi. Sorry, Lily, I forgot I have to go through Miss Sutherland's notes for today. Rain check? I don't wait for her answer as I leave the cafeteria. I can't believe the nerve of that jerk. The same day he helps me with my panic attack, he goes to the bar and picks up some random skank. I know I shouldn't be jealous, but I can't help myself. I'm definitely done with him and his mixed signals. As I see her walking away, I know it bothered her when she heard what I did last night. I warned her that I'm not a commitment kind of guy. If I'm honest with myself, seeing her walk away from us, from me, bothered me. It wasn't just that, the thing that Charlie didn't know, and I wasn't going to tell him. Since I spent the night with Tori, I haven't fucked anyone else. That's why I went to the bar last night. I wasn't too fond of the feelings I felt while comforting her yesterday. I'm sure with time, I'll forget about her, and I will be able to go back out there without thinking about her. I just have to give some time to forget how her body felt when I took her, how her skin was so soft against mine and how her lips tasted when I ravaged them. Next time you run your mouth, watch what you say in front of people. We're in a cafeteria with a bunch of students. You're the guidance counselor, for God's sake. I say that so he and my sister won't be suspicious about a certain redhead that has evaded my mind lately. If my sister finds out, I'll never hear the end of it. Sis, now you're here, take my place. I have better things to do than to watch the kids eat. I stand from my chair and start walking away before she can try to stop me. I'm so lost in my thoughts that I don't notice where I'm going. I'm supposed to be heading for my office, but I look up and realize I'm outside Tori's class. When I look through the window, I turn to leave, but I see she's crying. No, I don't need her drama. I should just step away and go to my office. I have better things to do than watch her cry. Why do I always have to find her in this kind of situation? Why does it bother me so much to see her like this? Didn't I promise myself that after my experiment with Darla, I would never let another bitch play with my mind again? Why should she be any different? My damn feet don't listen to what my mind tells them. And I find myself stepping into her class without knocking for the second time today. As I approach her, she doesn't even acknowledge my presence. Tori, are you okay? She lifts her head to look at me but doesn't say a single word. Babe? I ask again. Am I that repulsive? Do men not find me attractive enough? Is that why they don't want to be with me? She asks while tears flow freely over her cheeks. I take her face in my hands and wipe her tears away with my thumbs. I hate seeing her like this. You and Davis. She continues. Davis? Who the fuck is Davis? I'm about to ask her, but then she hands me her cell phone. The article reads, Katie Davidson Davis Thompson are happy to announce their wedding to be celebrated August 31st, 2020, at 5:30 p.m. in the Church of Chesterton. Who are they to you? I ask her. She takes a deep breath to calm her sobbing. He's my high school sweetheart, and she was my best friend until a month ago. It was my wedding day, and before the ceremony even started, I learned that he was cheating on me with her. He had been for 2 years. And the cherry on top? She got pregnant. He's the father and now this. She sighs, pointing at her cell. How is it that two strangers who meet in a bar can share the same pain? As I realize this, I take her hand, pulling her from her chair to bring her into my arms and hold her tightly. I'm sorry that happened to you, babe. I start kissing her forehead, and when I let go, I look into her green eyes and the way she's looking at me right now. I can't help myself. I lean my head over and kiss her eagerly. Her hands travel to the back of my head, and she kisses me back with just as much force. Then she brings her hands to my chest. I feel her begin to struggle in my arms, and she pushes me back, breaking the kiss. I'm done with your mixed signals. 1 minute you kiss me, and the next, you push me away. I'm going to the bathroom to wash my face before my next class. When I come back, I would really appreciate it if you weren't here. She informs me before leaving the room, not looking back. What the fuck did I just do? I'm so wrapped up in my head that I don't check who's on the other side of the phone before answering my cell. What? I snap as I step out of the classroom before Tori comes back. Honey? How could I be so fucking stupid? I groan when I recognize that damn pitching voice. I want to punch myself. Why can't she just leave me the fuck alone? What the fuck do you want, Darla? I don't have time to deal with your bullshit right now. Honey, don't be like that. How can we get back together if you talk to me like that? I know you still love me. There, that whiny voice again. How didn't I notice that when we were together? Lily tried to tell me once, but I dismissed her. Damn, what a fool I was back then. Get back together? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you crazy? For fuck's sake. Stop calling me. You're pathetic right now. Here come the tears. Maybe it worked in the past, but not now. I don't need to deal with her shit right now. What's wrong with you? You never talked to me like that. She has a nerve after what she did. I have to go. Go find someone else to fuck with, I say furiously as I hang up on her. Since Darla and her dick face broke up, she started calling me to give her another chance. Today wasn't the first time she called, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Maybe I should listen to Charlie and change my number or even block her, so she can't bother me anymore. What are you looking at? Don't you have classes to get to? I growl at some students I catch staring at me as they walk by. Mr. Salazar, a word, please? I hear Tori says when she suddenly appears beside me. What the fuck do you want now? I snap at her in the heat of the moment. I'm still pissed off because of my fucking ex. Nothing at all. She replies as she leaves me alone. It bothers me more than it should when I see her looking at me like that. I should go and apologize to her, but once again, I won't give her mixed signals, as she told me. TCH. Women can't live with them, can't live without them. That's exactly what I need, a hot bubble bath. With the day I've had, it's all I could think of doing. I still can't believe I told him what happened to me a month ago. Levi can be so frustrating sometimes. One minute he's kissing me, and the next, he's pushing me away. Okay, I admit, last time, I was the one who pushed him away, but I'm glad because after I left him alone in my classroom, he snapped at me in the hallway for an unknown reason. I wonder what made him behave like that. He wasn't this way when I left him. Did something happen in between? Why do I keep thinking about him? He's so. I have no words to describe Levi right now. Just when I start to relax and enjoy the warmth of the water, I hear someone knocking on my door. Fudge, why me? Go away. Please go away. I pray in my head. This person is persistent, I say out loud. I'm coming. I call as if the person on the other side of the door can hear me. I rush to get out of the bath, grabbing the first thing I can reach and putting it on. Great, I forgot to dry myself. Guess I have to clean my floor. Thank goodness I don't have a carpet. When I open the door, I see Levi standing in front of me in all his glory. Levi, what are you doing here? I ask, surprised. He doesn't reply immediately, but I see him staring at me strangely. Do you always answer your door like that? He points at me, and I see his eyes darken a little. I look at myself to see what he's talking about. Oh, fuck. Can someone slap me right now? I put on my white bathrobe. But now it's see-through and exposing every part of me to him. Answer the damn question. He snaps as he enters my apartment. What's your problem? I ask as I step away from him. He's faster than me as he grabs my hand and drags me towards him. You're my problem, he shouts. Levi lets go of my hand and kisses me vigorously. Oh my God, I can't believe how much I missed his lips on mine. It's so wrong and so good at the same time. I want him so badly. As we continue to kiss, he backs me up until I hit the kitchen counter. He grabs me by the waist and lifts me up to sit on the counter. Levi doesn't hesitate to rip open the front of my bathrobe. My nipples are already hard in anticipation of his touch. He starts kissing my neck. I title my head to expose more of my neck to him. I fucking want you right now. I crave your body. I haven't been with anyone since you. He whispers over my neck as his teeth gently nip my skin. Is he lying to me right now? No. He told me he would rather be a jerk than a liar. Oh, shut up, Tori. Let this happen and worry about it tomorrow. That feels so good. I whimper as he focuses on my breasts. Fudge, that man knows how to touch a woman. Should I be grateful or mad at him? Fuck, who cares right now? I'm so lost in the moment of the pleasure he's giving me that I don't see him release himself as he penetrates me with one thrust. The only sounds in the room are my moans, his groans and our bodies slapping together. No longer after he leans towards me and speeds up his thrusts, he must be close to finishing. Afterwards, he looks at me and moves some of the hair that is covering my face. Babe, did I hurt you? I can see the concern in his eyes. Far from it, I say, smiling that he worries about me. Let me make it up to you for not taking care of you. He smirks. I squeal when he picks me up over his shoulder and slaps my buttock, carrying me to my room. He lays me on my bed and delivers his promise again and again and again. As I wake up naked in my bed, I instantly reach for him. I can't say I'm not disappointed when I notice he's not there. I woke up alone again. After pulling the sheet around my body, I look outside and notice it's still dark. I go out of my room to pour myself a glass of water. I scream my lungs out when I see a shadow standing in front of one of my windows. Levi? I ask, shocked, placing my left hand on my chest while recognizing him. It's me, babe. Go back to sleep. I'll join you sooner or later. He says, never turning around to look at me. He keeps staring out the window, wearing only his boxers. He seems so lost, so alone. I don't like seeing him like this. So instead of doing what he asked, I approach him and envelop us both in the sheet that was around me. When he feels my naked body at the back of him, he takes a big breath. You're a real pain in the ass. You know that? And you're a jerk, I reply, making him chuckle. Levi shakes his head. What am I going to do with you? I don't know. You have to decide. I can't keep playing this back and forth with you. This time I'm serious. I feel his body tense. I may have gone too far with what I said. But it had to be done. He let out a sigh. It's not easy for me, Tori. Then talk to me, don't shout me out. J.E. must be serious if he called me by my name instead of babe, which is rare for him. What do you want me to tell you? I found my ex-wife sleeping with her boss the day I buried my mother. It's not something I want to remember. He snaps. I don't reply to his outburst. I brush my lips to his shoulder to let him know I'm here for him. Levi lets out a deep breath. I can't believe what she did to him. Maybe that is why our paths crossed, because we understand each other's pain, me with Davis and Katie and him with his ex-wife. I promised myself I would never let another bitch destroy me like that, so I started using women for pleasers every night. Now it's my turn to tense. Is that all I am to him? I feel him turn to face me as he takes my chin to lift my head, to look me in the eye with a serious expression. But with you, it's different, I can't seem to stay away from you. And it scares the shit out of me. He says, brushing a lock of hair behind my ear and kissing my forehead. I love it when he's tender with me. But I'm not ready to label us yet. He keeps saying. I'm not asking you to marry me, Levi. I just want an assurance that you don't see other women while we see each other. Call us what you want. That's all I'm asking. Otherwise, what we have end. How about, for now, I'm yours, and you're mine with no one in between. Do we tell others? It's not their business to know. I want to keep you for myself for a while. Is that okay with you, babe? He brushes away a lock of hair behind my ear. If you're willing to change your ways for me, who am I to say no? When he smiles at me like that, I feel a butterfly in my stomach. Now let me show you what it means to be mine. He says, removing the sheets from us. Thank you for listening to part 1 of the short story When Bittersweet Meet. Please subscribe to the channel to continue watching the extremely interesting part 2. Thank you very much.